Hello everyone. In the last session, we were studying about the structure of tRNA, the adapter molecule it is. So in this session, we are actually going to start the process, that is translation. So the translation the process of polymerization of amino acid. So what it is? Translation is the process of polymerization of amino acid to form a polypeptide bond. It is known as, what is that? Translation. Here the process of polymerization of amino acids to form a polypeptide bond. In the last session we also studied the structure of protein. Somewhat it looks like this. We'll be having number of amino acids and those are linked with a bond known as peptide bond. And now really we are going to study how the bonds form between one amino acid and one more amino acids. The amino acids will be in the cytoplasm and tRNA is also in the cytoplasm. The synthesized mRNA come out from the nucleus. After splicing, the mRNA come out from the nucleus. When it come out from the nucleus, the ribosomes which is present in the endoplasmic reticulum, that when the ribosomes, when it is in an inactive state, inactive state, the ribosomes when they are in the inactive state, they exist in two forms. One is smaller subunit and larger subunit. You might have studied in the last session, like class 11, while doing the unit of life, while doing the concept ribosome, you have come across this concept, the ribosomes in prokaryotes and eukaryotes, how many sedimentation concentration will be there of ribosomes. So though we are talking about the eukaryotes now, the subunits of ribosome, the smaller subunit and the larger subunits sedimentation is 60 and 40. So they exist in two forms. This is the inactive state. When the mRNA comes out from the nucleus, the mRNA, it gets attached to the smaller subunit of ribosome, and then the larger subunit also, it get attached to the smaller subunit. The first thing what it is happening here, the mRNA after synthesizing, after all the process completes, the mRNA comes out from the nucleus, right? So when this mRNA comes out from the nucleus, it get attached to the smaller subunit of a ribosome. Okay, here the process begins, and like that the larger subunit also, it get attached to the smaller subunit. Here in the larger subunit, it has three sites. One is exit site, peptide site, amino acid site, but in your book they have mentioned only two sites. According to your NCERT book, we'll see, and they have not mentioned which sites are there. Okay, so here you can study, like there are two sites, one is peptide and one more is amino acid site. Okay, so next is what should happen here now. Here what it needs for the translation process, the mRNA should synthesize the proteins. So for the mRNA, it got the, what is that, ribosomes already there in the mRNA. So what next? It need the adapter molecule. So that adapter molecule, it should complementary, it should code with the mRNA. And one more thing the tRNA is doing here. The tRNA, it is bringing the activated amino acid. For the formation of peptide bond, it need energy. Which energy it need? It need ATP energy. That ATP energy, it get the amino acid already get charged before binding to the tRNA. So that energy it will get utilized while binding, or while binding with one amino acid and one more amino acid. So this is the preliminary steps. So here what we were talking here, the smaller subunit, it get attached to the mRNA. The mRNA moiety will be 5 prime to 3 prime. Consider it will be having the, what is that? Let me draw the diagram one more time. So like this I will draw. So this is the larger subunit and this will be the smaller subunit. And to the smaller subunit, the mRNA, it will get connect, and the moiety is 5 prime to 3 prime. And the codons will be, let me write the codons here. AUG, CUACC, GAC. Alright, only some imaginary triplet codons I have written here. So we are going to start the translation process. We have got the tRNA. The tRNA it will be like this. At the 3 prime end, though it is having a functional group, at that side the amino acid, it will bind. So now consider this is the tRNA which is bringing the activated amino acid. The tRNA which is taking the activated amino acid. So this tRNA is known as charging tRNA or transamylation of tRNA. Charging of tRNA or transamylation of tRNA. So when the tRNA it get bind with the activated amino acid, together we are going to call this as charging of tRNA or amino acylation of tRNA. So consider now, as I told you in the last sessions itself, AUG it acts as an initiator codon. From here the initiator codon or the translation process initiate to bind to particular this triplet codon, the tRNA, particular the initiator tRNA, particularly the initiator tRNA, it will bring the amino acid. Which amino acid it should bring? It should bring the methionine amino acid. So this charged tRNA having methionine amino acid, and also it is known as a initiator tRNA, it will bind to this region AUG UAC, and this is considered, this is the tRNA. I can't write the chloroleaf model of tRNA here, only to avoid that large diagrams I have written a box shape tRNA, and it is having a amino acid known as methionine. So where it will be in the cytoplasm. The ribosomes will be on the endoplasmic reticulum. The mRNA, when the mRNA comes out from the nucleus, the smaller subunit get connected to the mRNA, and the larger subunit also get connected to the smaller subunit, not to the mRNA. And by the time the initiator tRNA, it get bind with the methionine amino acid. Okay, charged methionine amino acid. Charged methionine means it will be having the energy known as ATP. Now the process has begun. Okay, so this is the initiation. Now what will happen? One more tRNA comes and bind to this triplet codon. One more tRNA. Why we need one more tRNA? I'll tell you. So consider this is one more tRNA having the amino acid, second amino acid. Consider this is first amino acid and this will be the second amino acid. So here, if it is a AUG triplet codon, the CUU, this will be the second triplet codon. So to that, how the tRNA binds? By having a complementary base known as GAA. So this is the complementary base pairs having in tRNA that will bind to this triplet codon which is present on the mRNA, and that tRNA, it is bringing the amino acid present in the cytoplasm. Now what will happen? As I told you yesterday, the ribosome slightly moves, right? So when it start move, like the whole this process, this larger subunit and smaller subunit, it will slightly move forward. When it starts slightly move forward, how it slightly move forward? Codon by codon, it will move slightly forward. When it start moving forward, the tRNA, initiator tRNA, it will get detached from the mRNA. Meantime, the amino acid, it will form a bond between the amino acid, second amino acid. Here it means a connection forms in between the first amino acid and second amino acid. This is what we need. When it start moving forward, when it start detaching from the process, the amino acid, whatever the initiator codon brings the amino acid, the charged amino acid, utilizing that ATP, it binds to the second amino acid by forming a bond known as peptide bond. One more tRNA will be ready to get code with this triplet codon. One more tRNA will be like if it is detaching, it means the tRNA having the third amino acid, it will be get ready to bind to this triplet codon. So consider, I'll just erase this. It means it will get detached. So the first amino acid I'll write here. Okay, it will be the second amino acid, and the tRNA is detaching from the process, and one more tRNA is ready to bind to this triplet codon. What will happen next? So next, here this tRNA comes and code with this triplet codon. A code with U, C code with G, C code with G. This is the tRNA and RNA, and it will be considered as amino acid 3. When ribosome again move forward, this tRNA, it will get detached. By the time the amino acid having one more amino acid with this, it will get connect to the third amino acid by forming a bond known as peptide bond. I'll just erase this, okay. So I'll just erase this means, so this tRNA also, it get detached, it is also coming out from the process. How many amino acids are there now? We have 3 amino acids. Let me write this here. Amino acid 2, amino acid 1. And remember, I am not drawing the movement. Let me draw that also so that you will come to know. So the ribosomes, it is moving slightly. So the at first ribosomes was here, and now the ribosome sliding slowly. Okay, codon by codon, triplet codon, one triplet codon to one more triplet codon, the ribosomes moves. So here, what should we write here? So this is the one more RNA having the 4th amino acid. So the complementary base pair will be CUG. And when the ribosome moves forward, this tRNA, it will get detached. Meantime, the amino acid, 3rd amino acid, it get connected to the amino acid, new amino acid, the amino acid, 4th amino acid by forming a peptide bond. So let me write that also here. Amino acid 3, amino acid 2, amino acid 1. So when it will end, when the process ends, it should need any end factor, a releasing factor. So you might have, what is that? Remember, we were talking about the stop codons. Stop codons, consider this is the UAA is the stop codon. Here the stop codon is present. To the stop codon, the tRNA on what is that? The tRNA, none of the tRNA code to the stop codon. Okay, so because of that, one releasing factor binds to the stop codon. Consider this is the releasing factor which is blocking that, which is present in the it will not be present the UAA. To the stop codon, the releasing factor comes and binds to this site or to this triplet codon. So what actually it is, which factor it is? It is a releasing factor. The name itself saying what it should release. It should release the chain. Okay, when the ribosome slightly moves forward, triplet codon by triplet codon, when it reaches this releasing factor, none of the tRNA are present which can bind to the UAA. So that it will come to know nothing is there, nothing is to read, nothing is to code with, nothing, none of the codons are there on the mRNA. When it comes to know the tRNA, all the tRNAs, it will get detached from the from this process. Now what left? Here a long chain of polypeptide chain, a long chain of polypeptide remains. So that will be the, it will not be in a lengthy form. It will coil. Number of coiling takes place in the this polypeptide chain, so that it forms a structure, a complete structure of protein. You might have remember we were talking about the primary structure and secondary structure and the tertiary structure of proteins. So that like that this chain, it will coil and it will further utilize in some processes. And also remember, it need the process involves in this process catalysts also involved. Catalyst means enzymes also involved. One more thing I should tell here, it will be having, what will be having, the mRNAs will be having UTRs. What is UTRs? Untranslated regions. When the translation process keep on moving codon by codon, the untranslation regions, to end the process, untranslation regions will be there. Consider, so this is the 5' moiety and 3' moiety. Before the starting codon and after the stop codon, the UTRs will be present. Untranslated regions. Untranslated region means there the protein translation do not occur. So this is how the process initiate, elongate and terminate. Okay, here also it involves initiation, elongation and termination, but we are not highlighting the initiation, elongation and termination as like transcription. We are concentrating only on the, what is this, amino acids, tRNAs and ribosomes and the what is this, releasing factor and UTRs here. So with this we have completed the process translation. I'm going to write the structure of the translation process, a complete diagram. Just copy it and learn it. This is the larger sub unit and smaller sub unit, and this strand is known as mRNA strand, which start from 5' to 3', and what next? The tRNA. Just write the codons here, triplet codons, so that it will become easier to write the tRNAs, complementary codons, anticodon regions, A, U, G, C, C, A, E. So now from the AUG we will start the process, and this is the tRNA having amino acid and the complementary base pair is UAC. Okay, one more tRNA will be there. One more tRNA is, and C. G, A is, A codes with U, and this is also having the second amino acid. So next, and here from the cytoplasm, the tRNA, it is ready to code to this triplet codon, having the nucleotide sequence, like if here the triplet codon UUA is present, no, so it will bring the complementary base pair tRNA, the tRNA having the complementary base pair, that tRNA, that complementary base pair tRNA will come and bind to this site, UUU in sense AAU. And what is that? Amino acid, the third amino acid. Okay, so when the ribosome moves forward, what will happen? This tRNA detach, and the tRNA, this tRNA comes and bind to this triplet codon. Okay, and in the book they have shown a number of amino acid like valine, tyrosine, alanine, and leucine. Number of names they have given. You can copy that. So if you write this diagram in your examination, if they ask to write the description of translation, you'll get full marks, and don't forget to write the labelings and all. Okay, thank you.